we call it org diagnostic, being able to look across the organization and look at things like the composition, look at tenure, look at levels across layers. And we struggle to do that ourselves internally at the time. And even as simple as somebody was asked you to do an org chart, and like we'd go off and make them manually in PowerPoint. So we looked for something that we were calling an org design tool, but it was to be able to visualize the organization in many different ways, and one of them being structurally. And we came across Nakisa, obviously. And we've been on a great journey since then. So it definitely has given us capability that we didn't have. I'd say alone, the amount of times it saved us just in trying to create PowerPoint versions of org charts, I couldn't even tell you. So that was our initial use of it, I would say, was quite basic. So we were, in my own team, we've a small kind of centre of excellence around org design where we actually do pieces of implementation with the business. And we would use Nakisa very much to pull a diagnostic on that area, so that we're starting our engagement with the business, showing that we already understand them, I suppose. And then also we'd use it to scenario model. So as we were restructuring that business area, we would use Nakisa to create a future state and to be able to show the business what that future state would look like and what the impacts were. So that was initially our use of it. And as time went on and we built a relationship with the guys, they were always very open to listening to our business problems. And we would often talk about different challenges that we were facing and how Nakisa might help us to solve for that. So I've a couple of examples of them. One I would give is probably around talent management. So we didn't have anywhere to store talent management data, which was very frustrating, in that anytime we were wanting to have a kind of succession planning sessions or talent sessions with our executives, again, we'd be pulling around all the information to try and get it into PowerPoints to share with them. So we looked at how we could use some custom fields in Nakisa and some of the fields that exist already, even just that it almost acts like a repository for us. But then what it does do is help us to almost RAG status across the structure where we've got a succession plan in place or not. So that's one. Another is we've talked about we're doing an agile transformation in our technology function, and our current instance of SAP is restrictive in that we use it in a hierarchical way. So you've got your report up and up and up. Whereas the concept of agile is that you would also report horizontally. So we describe it as you have somebody who you're reporting to for your how you do things, and you have someone that you report to in what you do and what you deliver. And we've been working with the guys to try and see, as a kind of interim measure, could Nakisa help us to be able to visualize that for the business as well. So there's various different kind of things that we've explored as we've had an open mind to what the tool can and can't do for us. And that's kind of brought us to where we are today. So today, the current big challenge is we're calling it dynamic workforce planning. It's traditionally strategic workforce planning. So it's something that is the right place in our journey for now, in that we've got a good picture of the workforce now, but we're still not able to show what the workforce of the future should be. So that's the reason why we're now moving into this space. But it's very new to us. We have tried iterations of it before and we haven't got there, but this time there's some real momentum, I think, because of what we experienced over COVID, in that we had workforce plans that we thought were nailed down, but COVID changed the whole world. And we found we did react, and we reacted well, but it was a reaction. It created pain in the business and tension and friction. So we're looking to the future now to see, is there a better way you're going about workforce planning? And the reason why we're putting dynamic in there is because we want it to be flexible, that it's not aligned with our strategic planning cycle is a 3-year cycle, and we didn't want people to think strategy meant it was nailed for 3 years. We want it to be something that can be more iterative. And we're hoping Nakisa can help us on that journey.